Hello, this is going to be another drawing style video. Hopefully it'll be helpful. It's just a process I'm doing right now, so I figured I'd record it. So I was at the office and I've just got home and I'm on the laptop. So I'm just going to isolate this center area and I'm going to come in. So when I was at the office, I decided instead of creating these diamond plates, you can see it is numbered with a DP for a diamond plate. There's no model roll, right? Because I added the model roll to my system at the office, and rather than copying the system home, I figured I'll just come home and I'll just add the model roll here. So I will also need to add for numbering. So I'll do both of those in case you want it. Now, you can also create these as variable grading, which is the way I think I used to do it. So for now, I'm not going to do it that way. Decided to do it different, I guess. So let me go into the management tools. First of all, I want to create object property editor, go to model role. It doesn't matter what you click on here. For my own brain, I like to click on something similar. I don't know why, it doesn't really make a difference. So I'll just click on the plate, right? And you can see plates and gratings. So I'll probably keep it the same plate. So I'll do a new one and I'll do diamond plate. The system doesn't put a capital, but I like to put a capital there. And plates and grading. Apply. So now I will be able to apply that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update here. And then you want to pick all these plates. So there's no model roll with them yet, so model roll is not really going to work to pick to filter. So you can just come in here at an angle. So we can see this is our platform. You can see there's the break in the plate. So if we just come in here, that'll select all the plates, right? So now that should be all the plates. I've also selected these 2 points. So if I come in here and let me deselect these 2 points. It's not letting me pick the advanced properties. Alright, let me try it another way. There's a couple of different ways. I mean, look, you can just pick them all. It doesn't take that long. Let me do this way. So that, what is that? That's picking that line also. That's why. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm also selecting my lines over here. So just delete them. These you can see are in front of the line. So we can either isolate and hide or send them to the back. And there's your line. Alright, now let's try it again, just see. Okay. And if this doesn't work, we'll just pack it in. Advanced properties, there you go. Alright. So material, you could also put a material in as a diamond plate. So I'm just going to put in, you see it's coming automatic because I had it done already. So now it's able to find it in the system. So now it's already numbered, so it doesn't really matter. But because I did it on the other computer, I should come in here and go to output and go to your prefix settings. If they decide to open, and go to user, go to plates. So I've just created one recently, this cover plate. So I'm just going to create a new one. And it's going to be plates, object type, plates. model role is where you want to go, and you want to come in here. It's going to be diamond plate this time. Diamond plate, the one I just created. Okay, so now the prefix that'll be used for diamond plate is going to be nothing right now, so I'm going to put in DP for single part and DP large for, okay. So if we had another diamond plate, when we number it, these should be numbered 1 and 2. So let's just say we come back in here and objects, just put a plate here at this point and go to naming. DE diamond plate, and then select that one. Numbering, it should be DP. I didn't give it a lot phase, so DP1, right? Now, if I go back, select it again, come in here, tick on that, so it'll take into account the phase for the numbering, and then select it again and number. It should be 2DP3. 2DP3, right? Because there's two different types of plates here. These ones on the end are 1DP1. Sorry, this one. Of course, I sent them to the back now, so that's DP1, and this other one is DP2. Alright, so that's the plates fixed, so I can continue to work. Now, I was going to go into, I wanted to edit this one here, so let me go in here and show camera detail. Okay, I've already kind of updated this on the computer at the office, but I want to fix it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back. This was the drawing style as I had it set up yesterday, so it's an elevation, ADM 116, that's it there. Alright, so let's just check the scale right now. Is a quarter is to 1, that's the same. So this is going to set it back to what it was before I updated it at the office. So basically the bracings I want to fix are the ones, so you can see I have a drawing style for the bracing, and the bracing is coming in like this, which is fine. These, I could probably have this text on one line and put the label inside there, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. So you can see bracing. So this one I've done manually, so that's why it's different to this one. So let's go back in. So basically the bracing, all the bracings are set like this. So that's why this one is coming in. Sorry, this one is coming in the same way as the bracing, and this one is coming in the same way as the bracing, along the bracing, as they say. So let's just go into the drawing style and let's see what we got. So object presentation, it's, if you don't see anything with bracing, so you can see here's bracing. Now if there was a main part beam above this, it would take this into account first, but the bracing is here. So let's go in and see what's inside in the bracing. Mine are vertical bracing, they are included in this, right? Everything is included in this. So you can whittle this down, make it just vertical bracing, horizontal bracing, make them all different. So if I go back, so this one is covering them all, and this one is covering them all. They're basically just a carbon copy of the same thing. So I want the one that's going away from me to behave differently than this one, so I need to put this one first. So the top one I want to change, and I want to change it in here. The geometric restriction I think is going to be See, side width is straight. I think top side width. So let's try side width first and see if that'll work. So let's go back, and then what we want to do is change the label. So let's change the label to mark with leader. So we want to have a mark with leader. So mark with leader 1/16. Okay. Now generally when you have a leader, you don't want it to be placed along the object. But let's just see anyway. So apply, use, and let's see what happens to the likes of this label here. So nothing has happened to that label. So it's not going to be the side width, I don't think. So let's go back in. And I believe we have to change the side width. See, top front length is not it. Top side width. So there, and as I said, you generally don't want to have it going along the object if you have a leader line on it. So this is the way I wanted it. I did this one manually. So now go back in and now fix that. Now, this might be used in another drawing style, but if you're comfortable that labeling rule off. Yeah, all right. So, sorry, I was wondering why labeling rule was off, but I must have clicked on one of these other ones. So go back in here to the bracing one, come back in here, and I shouldn't really want this to be placed along the object for any of these. So I'm going to take it off, even though it might be used, because it's not my own one. Now, what you could do is create another one, but I'm comfortable not creating another one. I'm just going to use that and update this. Alright, so you can see now my labels are coming in kind of the way I want them. So I just want a little label. One of these then can have a brace written in on it. Maybe this first one or maybe the second one. You could set this up to do automatically as well, but you'd have to do something slightly different with that brace, have it a different model roll. So generally if I need to do something like that, I'll just put it in. You know, you could put typical in there as well. So you can see here I have these labels set to come in here with this box around them. So up here I also have these other plates which I was just fixing. So let me see if I can create something for these plates here to tidy up this a little bit. So if I go back in here. Alright. So, object presentation, cover plate right here. See this cover plate? So if I double click on this and check in here, I can see that this is covering all the cover plates, right? So this is probably going to affect me, like if I'm doing a stairs or something, but I'll have to go and fix it right then, but it's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is go object presentation, I'm going to go to cover plates, and I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to come down, I'm going to go into the cover plates, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to create another one here, and it's going to be diamond plate. And I like to have a capital P, but I'll leave it because it'll match the cover plates here. Okay. And then I'm going to delete. delete, and model object plates, and then I want it to be diamond plate is a model role, apply, and I want to go back to the object presentation, and then I want to move this up, and I'll just probably give it the same label as the cover plate. I'm just looking over here on the side, I can see I've landed it just above the cover plate. It can be above or below because the cover plate is just doing cover plates, it's not doing plates. But if this cover plate one was doing all the plates, I would have to put the diamond plate above it. So it's going to be the same label, right? So apply, use. So now the next time I have something similar to this, it should come in pretty close to the way I want it from the start. Alright, you see the way. Alright, so right now you can see it's joining these two together, and it's not joining this third one. So let's go in and have a look and see how this works, if anyone was curious. So now, mark square leader, that's good the way it is. Now, you see this here is like 30 seconds. Let's change that to 1 inch. Okay. And then I'm going to create a new one. Combined. Oh, sorry about that. So I'm going to combine these. I'll put a B, I guess. Comb. It's a bit stupid. Alright. CB maybe. Combined. CB. I'll put it as. I probably won't remember what that means now. Alright. So place along the object. Leader line. Yes. Now, if I want to combine them, let's make this to 4. I want to use the same type of label down here, so I don't need to change this. It's only the behavior of the label up here I want to change. Let's see what happens. Will it do 3 of these? So now it's giving me that there's 3 plates. So that can tidy up your drawings. I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest with you. It is handy if you're stuck for room, but I don't know, I almost like separate labels. So if you don't want to combine them, so with the 1 inch that I had, it was combining them, right? Let's just check that these didn't get combined. These don't have the same numbers anyway, so they should be good. So let's go back in and let's switch it back to the other one. I don't want to combine it, so what did I make that? 3 inches. 3 and 3/30 seconds. Alright. Did that? I think that switched that, right? It switched that back. Okay, let's apply that. And let's change this back to the other one. Yeah, it keeps switching to 1 inch. So I guess it purposely makes that size. What if we put this as 0? Originally we had like 1 inch almost, and it combined 2 of the labels. Now we're going to see if we can get 3 separate labels. Now we have 3 separate labels. Now, unfortunately, because it thought that these were going to overlap, it has put one of them on the bottom, which, if I put this up here, that bothers me that that arrow is pointing to the bottom, so we'll put it up there. So it just means you have to fix that one like that. This one here, drag over. This one here, sometimes these don't work. Sometimes sometimes I like to have them on the top, right? But if there's a handrail there, that's not really working. See this one, because I made this visible over here, or sorry, made this hidden available for plotting. So basically with these ones here, what I might do is you might just manually edit these. Not a fan of that either, but generally I like to have them labels them that other way, but you could put them in like this. So right now we have the bracing in that's going forward and backwards, with the bracing going this way. Now you might want to turn on the system line of that bracing, which can be useful. So then you just come back in, and that one was the second one, right? So the first one is for the ones that are facing away from us, these ones. So this one is the one for all the other bracings. So we just want to do visible system. Visible system, sorry, I'm losing it. Visible hidden, sorry, yeah, it's even further down, sorry. Visible system, apply, use, and let's see what we have then. So now you get your system lines, and if you want to put in a little circle here for your working points, if you want to turn on the working points, I'm not going to bother, to be honest. I'll have them in a detail, but if you want to turn on the system line here and then just update, so you can turn on those system lines, or you can just go back into your drawing style and do the same thing, turn the system line back on. But it starts to make the drawing a little bit cluttered. It's good for details, but you can see there now there's also a mistake in that. I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't know why that's not down here. That should be down here, so I'm gonna fix that now. And you know what, let me check these other ones, and then I'll need to renumber. So let me see if I turn on these. 5, 6, 7. These two should be not the same number. I'm trying to think where the distance is the same. So let me see. 8'6", 6'6", and 2 is 8'6". So these two should be the same number. So I'll check that one also. But these are okay, they're snapping to the right point, but this numbering should be the same for these two. So let me see, this is 8, and this one needs to be brought back down. So I'll fix that now. But this was basically a drawing style one, so you can see I'm bringing in the handrail here from the other sections, so I really want to fix that now before I forget. Yeah, so I'm going to move that over here 12 inches or so. Go back and update it because I don't want it. This is from a different area. Okay, and there's some existing beams. All right, so that should be good. I just got to fix some of these down here, but that gives you a little bit of a better idea how to tidy it up. That's out of the box apart from this label here and this one here, so you can get yourself pretty close if you do a bit of work on your drawing styles. All right.